great. Another dead
So we're starting a new character today, starting Maya at level 1.
Wait a minute. You're not dead. Yes! Now I can get off this glacier. Claptrap, your metaphorical ship has finally come in. Allow me to introduce myself. I am a CL4P TP steward bot, but my friends call me Claptrap. Or they would if any of them were still alive, or had existed in the first place. Oh, I've got something for you. Here, take this echo communicator that I totally didn't loot from one of these corpses. It comes with a Class 12 heads-up display, complete with a mini-map. Now, come, friend. Let's get you inside. Man, this is great! Now that I've met a mighty Vault Hunter, I can finally join the Resistance and Sanctuary, take vengeance against Jack for killing my product line, and repair my central processor so I stop thinking out loud. I wonder what it's like to have a belly button.
Kind of weird that echo communicators are so ubiquitous portable electronic devices, but people still consume porn with printed magazines in that particular mission, the censorship mission.
Well done. Your ability to walk short distances without dying will be Handsome Jack's downfall.
So I guess we go in. Or we have to wait for Claptrap, I guess.
And open! Just a little added security. Gotta keep those bullymongs at bay, or they'll rip your eyes out.
Now we have to scoop up all the money and stuff. Claptrap's place.
Sorry about the
He's
mess.
certainly fine with
Everything
having
Jack kills, he dumps here.
corpses in his
Bandits,
place.
Vault Hunters, Claptrap units. If I sound pleased about this, it's only because my programmers made this my default tone of voice. I'm actually quite depressed. Now, the creatures around here are dangerous. None more than this bullymong named Knuckle Dragger. Killed everyone I know. Anywho, I keep a pistol in the cabinet over there for emergencies. But in here, we should be pretty safe. My eye! Ah!
That's a cute touch how the bullymong puts the eye into its offhand so he can climb out with his two favoured hands. Attractive Claptrap unit there, pin-ups. Get a gun. You just move 5 feet and open the locker. Later, when you're killing skyscraper-sized monsters with a gun that shoots lightning, you'll look back at this moment and be like, eh. Basic repeater.
Once upon a time, 4 Vault Hunters changed Pandora forever. But their time has passed. Thanks to Handsome Jack, Pandora needs a new hero. I know that hero is you.
Apart from the excruciating pain, this is great!
Hello, Boris.
I've been waiting for a mighty
How are you
Vault Hunter
going?
to help me reach Sanctuary. I will be your wise leader, and you shall be my fearsome minion!
Might as well get all this ammo. Oh, thank you very much for the subscribe, Boris.
Great! Just let me get this door open and we'll hunt ourselves a bullymong.
I got 0 up to OP6. So I got 0 up to OP6 and then decided to take a break from 0 and try out another character. So
I'll just assume you didn't see
I got up to OP6 with the 0.
Even though Knuckle Dragger blindsided me, I know my
And
way
I'll
around this
probably
glacier.
revisit
I bet you will find my eye in
revisit that
full focus.
OP60 at some point and see if I can get any further with it. But for now, I thought I'd try out a different character and put the Zero on hold for now.
This glacier and into the city of Sanctuary. That is the only place you will be safe.
OP6 is still really good. The OP levels were meant to be done as co-op.
This way.
Here they were challenging the OP levels.
I hear bully bots. Sick of minions.
Okay, so they're meant to be done as co-op, right. I thought I'd try to see how far I could get through the OP levels on my own.
That shut him up.
And I got up to OP6.
Let's go. If we don't get my eye back, we'll never get to Sanctuary.
It was interesting to go through the OP levels and see how they change with each level. See how you get the different enemy spawns with each level.
Again? Jack's tearing Pandora apart to find the vault. They say Jack's drilling operations are causing those earthquakes.
There's still some RNG with the enemy spawns, but you do get the different enemy types and patterns
The last bastion of the
with each
resistance
level.
against Jack, and the only place you'll be truly safe. Get to Sanctuary.
I was running just a general purpose build with most of the points into the cunning and sniper trees. I didn't, and with not much in the melee tree.
Are you fighting?
So I was doing mostly just doing a little bit of sniping and then just using the regular guns. I wasn't doing much as far as melee attacks go.
Great. Now get me out of here before more bully mogs arrive. Many thanks, friend of friends. Onward!
Hey kiddo, Jack here, president of Hyperion. Let me explain how things work here. The Vault Hunters show up, Vault Hunter looks for the new vault, Vault Hunter gets killed by me. You see the problem here? You're still alive. So if you could just do me a favor and off yourself, that'd be great. Thanks, Pumpkin.
And
You might need to switch to a full sniper build to get through OP10. Yeah, that's true, yeah. I was thinking about putting together a sniper build. Yeah, I had reached the point where I pretty much could go as far as I could go,
oh, my eyes
just doing like a general purpose
I
build,
see
so
a tough-looking minion and an incredibly handsome robot, which means that whoever has
my
eye
options were
is very close.
to, yeah, either go with a melee build or a sniper build, so that might be something I might try in the future, is to put together a sniper build.
They're coming out of the wall, sphincters.
Been really into Borderlands 3 lately. Yeah, I have Borderlands 3, so that's definitely a game that I will visit at some point. So I do have Borderlands 3. I've got Borderlands 2 and 3, and the pre-sequel, I think. I've got that one.
My eye for me. Oh, and I apologize for saying wall sphincters. I say that a lot when I'm frightened. Got my eye?
I started putting together a sniper build.
I'm sure you'd like to jam your
Tried to
fist in
get
my
a
skull.
low-level sniper I could use for the critical ascension,
Hammerlock and
to
Liarsburg can
stack the
fix me
critical
up.
ascension
Oh, see.
levels. So
Liarsburg
yeah,
is on
I'm
the
doing
other side
a
of this
full
Hyperion
life
barge.
right now.
Let's say we cut through it, chum.
So that's like a full life challenge.
Ha! This door's Hyperion tech. Child's play. And open!
So which character are you using for the full life?
Intruders detected. Locking door.
Well, it was nice knowing you. I hear getting eaten alive by bullybogs isn't such a bad way to go.
Let me just have a look at these. Unlocked, unlocked. Oh, so I've got 2 weapon slots here.
Let me get that for you.
On Borderlands 2, it's 6 life. So I need to kill Warrior
Perks of
on
being an artificial
Ultimate Vault Hunter
intelligence.
mode on
I'm
each
networked into
character.
almost everything on this planet. It's a long way to Sanctuary. Please take whatever you need for the journey ahead.
Oh, I see, right. Because there's 6 characters. So you need to kill... Oh, I see. So you're playing up to Warrior. So for Borderlands 3, you need to kill Tyrene on true Vault Hunter mode for each character. But I'm going to say it need to be Mayhem 11 for Borderlands 3. So what is Mayhem like like OP levels?
Let me know when you're ready to go meet with Sir Hammerlock, minion.
I don't know much about Borderlands 3. Mayhem's like OP levels. You just have them all open to you right at the end of normal mode. Oh, okay. So you can choose Mayhem levels after you complete the normal mode. And then there's different guns that can drop from Mayhem 4 and Mayhem 6.
We'll go at your pace.
Okay, so you get different types of guns from the higher levels.
Keep your wits about you, minion. This glacier's run by a bandit named Captain Flint. The
So I guess that
jerk sent me as a
rewards
torture
players for
play thing a few
trying to
months.
do those
We played
harder
games
levels.
Like dodge the blowtorch and don't get dunked into the pool of acid. I was really good at the first one.
Attention, people of Pandora. Handsome Jack here, offering $1 million to whoever brings me the head of the Vault Hunter who just
I guess it's
arrived
kind of
in
like the Ancients
Liarsburg.
relics in Borderlands
And I'm
2. I don't
still
think they
offering a
drop
reward
at the
for mauling
earlier...
mass-murdering leader of the Crimson Raiders.
They drop at the earlier difficulty levels, the Ancients relics, the ones that drop a lot with the loot midgets. I think they're just Ultimate Vault Hunter where you get those Ancient relics.
$1 million? All right, boys, this is Captain Flint. I want you to find that Vault Hunter and bring him to me.
And the 2 takedowns, so Maliwan takedown
Minion,
can will drop all Mayhem 4 guns, and Guardian takedown can will drop Mayhem 6 guns.
Come on, minion. I'm the ammo.
And the 2 takedowns. So what's a takedown? Is that an enemy in the game?
Spectacular! First Captain Flint's bandits attack, then Claptrap shows up. I must have been horrifyingly cruel to puppies in a previous life to deserve this kind of treatment. I say, Vault Hunter, could you kill Flint's men for me? Got a proposition for you, Vault Hunter. You give up, we'll just shoot you in the head. It'll be quick, clean, and a hell of a lot less painful than what Handsome Jack will do to you.
There's one more. Oh, there's one more. I was wondering where this other enemy was. Taking cover.
What is wrong with you boys? Just kill that slag leg so we can get our reward.
Let's try out the sniper here. Oh, I've got a bunch of enemies spawning in. I'll try out the snipers for the marauders. I'll take the bullymongs out first.
Damn it! This ain't over, Grinder!
So takedowns are like a raid boss with some mobbing beforehand. Oh, I see. Right. Then there are traits in the game as well. The end game is just much more fun, in my opinion. Right.
First, I shall shut off the electrical fence for you. Please stay back, Vault Hunter.
So it's a bit more fun than the
I knew Hammerlock would come around
Digistruct
eventually.
peak.
Me and him are like two peas in a pod. Two bullets in a bag. Two cannibal midgets in a fat guy's ribcage.
Apologies, but when Claptrap speaks, I feel my brain cells committing suicide one by one. I shall be out directly.
A pleasure to meet you, Vault Hunter. I am Sir Hammerlock.
Trials in the game. There's 6
At your
trials.
service.
There are
Here to research the
they're like
bullymongs
mini
for my omen.
takedowns,
The
right?
Fred's men trapped me on this glacier. Many thanks for
Yeah, so it
disposing
looks like
of
the
my
developers did
I have a direct run into
did
Claptrap
realise that
and
people,
has
the
a
players, are looking for
Well done.
tougher end game
I had a
challenges
sanctuary myself from
and put some effort into that.
surrenders there for duty, like you. Now, if you could hand me the robot's eye, please.
That'll be interesting to explore when I try out the game.
Now, I need only connect this to this, and
So I have picked up like a lower level sniper, like a lowest level sniper I could get
oh dear, he's talking again.
to try to use to stack up the critical ascensions with the zero sniper build, but I haven't actually
Uglier than I remembered.
gone ahead
Time to
and
join up with the Crimson
tried
Raiders
it.
and Sanctuary. This glacier's full of nothing but murderers and jerkbags.
So I might actually try that.
I'm standing right here.
Put together a sniper build and just give that a
Now
shot.
that Liarsburg is cleared, I might as well turn on the main power. This town's full of things that may be of use to a go-getter.
Yeah, they
slayer
released
of
the
men like
stat
yourself.
on how many players who started the
Minion,
takedowns
roll
and actually finished them.
I see our fearless leader Jack is looking for you. Charming fellow, isn't he? Spouts drivel about bringing peace to the frontier, then shoots unarmed men, women, and children like it was going out of style. Ah,
It'll be interesting to know how many
again, aren't I?
how many
Apologies.
players actually went through and finished them.
Ah. There you are.
It's crazy low percentage. It's like 17% or 19%.
The bounty board's broken. Resistance must have disconnected it before they left the sanctuary. I'd planned to post some jobs for you.
Yeah, I guess some of the players just probably couldn't deal with that challenge. There's probably a lot of casual players that not interested, probably aren't interested in like the higher level challenges. They just want to work through the story and not be challenged too much. They're more interested in the story than the challenge. Oh, it's crazy hard, right? So it is very hard. Yeah, it's probably gives some indication of where the line is between the casual player and people that want the harder challenges. So it's about 1 in 5. So 1 in 5 is a bit more than the casual gamer. So you start to see why developers design games more for the casual gamer. When you see you can see that like 80% of their market is casual gamers. Took me 3 hours the first time. Now I can run through it in like 1 or 2 attempts. Oh yeah, so 3 hours to get through it the first time. So these takedowns are like a smaller than say Digistruct Peak. Grab Claptrap.
Flint and I had a gentleman's agreement in the past. I give him the loot from the bodies Jack ditches in the glacier. He promises not to torture me for hours at a time. Then he does it anyway. But that ends today. We're gonna take him out, steal my ship back, and sail the
I
sanctuary.
tried speedrunning Maliwan. My best time was 3 minutes 36 seconds. Oh, so you've got up to the point where you can actually speedrun these things. So you really know how to get through them. I spent quite a bit of time trying to get through the Digistruct Peak levels, so at least with using like a general purpose build. So at this point, if I want to put any more time into the Digistruct Peak, I think I will have to go with a sniper build to get any further.
They're called that because
Hey, how did Freckles suck? How's your day been, buddy? We haven't really talked much since I left you for dead. Hey, you think you'll freeze to death out there?
4 minutes, not 3,
Probably
typo.
not. Bandits will get you first. My day? Been
So
pretty
4
good.
minutes,
Just bought a
36
pony
seconds.
made of diamonds. Yeah, because I'm rich. So, you know, that's cool. Goodbye.
Well, it still goes to show you've got, you know, your way around those challenges. Sometimes with the Digistruct Peak I'd have a few good runs where I'd be making progress through a particular level quickly. See if I can get this guy.
Minion, what have you done? These are human beings with lives and families and totally kidding. Screw those guys.
Whatever happened to Helena Pierce?
Through the dust. If all goes well, we should get to Sanctuary in a day's time. Hyperion hasn't diverted any troops from New Haven to pursue us, and a sandstorm has devoured their nearest frontier town. We just need...
I'm racking my brain trying to think of a name for that diamond pony I bought.
I'll snipe these guys from here.
Brains in honor of you, but that just feels immature. Hey, maybe Butt Stallion? Nah, that's even worse.
There's so many
I
different
tell you what,
challenges you can
someone
set for yourself with the Borderlands games, as far as different characters, different allegiances, and then all the one life stuff. So I guess the time is also another self-imposed challenge you can do.
Yo!
So much replayability with these games. just like those. I'll get hit by that grenade.
Your mom!
That's a bit.
Another victim. Yeah! I see you! You're not worthy. I don't understand!
That's glitchless on true takedown, so it has 4-player scaling. I've done it in like 2 minutes with glitches, so like launching myself across the map. Yeah, I guess if you want to get the really good times, you have to use the glitches. It's amazing all the glitches and little tricks that the speedrunners use to get through the game. Turns it into a completely different game once you start using the glitches. So we got some green guns here, Dahl, TDO, a couple of laid-off pistols. I'll pick up what I can. I find glitchless tests your build a bit more. Yeah, for sure, trying to do it the way the developers intended. It does test your way if you test your build if you're doing it the conventional way.
And open!
I should probably clarify. The diamond horse I've been telling you about, it's not a sculpture or anything. It's a living horse that actually happens to be made of. Yeah, actually, I'll go get her. What stallion? Here you go. What stallion? Say hello. Yeah. Mud Stallion says hello.
Digistruct Peak is definitely doable solo. Just got to do a bit of research on the character you're using and what gear to use. I've gotten my Axton Salvador and Maya to OP10, only my gauge is OP9, still working on that. It's a hard slog, but it can be done. Yeah, I think for my Zero, definitely the option now is to go and put together a sniper build.
Light the fuses, bitches!
Oh yeah, DigiPeak is definitely doable.
Ready to blow!
Yeah, once you start to get up to the Digistruct Peak, particularly the later levels, you really have to stick to certain builds that'll work. You don't have as much opportunity to do things differently. Let's see if I can get some health here. Well, that was easy. Took down like half his health with the sniper shot there. So no more assault rifle ammo. What else do we have? Oh, we can use these guns now. Vengeful Assassin. What else do we have? TMP. Bunch of white ones with the SMG as well. It's also just a thing of learning. Yeah, that's a big one too, learning the spawns for sure. Particularly with things like the surveyors. Learning the surveyor spawns and being able to take down the surveyors as soon as they spawn in. Because generally when the surveyors spawn in, they just fly straight for you. So if you can learn where the surveyors likely spawn in, you can take them out much easier. Do I have a Discord? No, I don't have a Discord, Boris. Don't have a Discord. Maybe I should set one up. Maybe I should set one up at some point. Now, what guns am I using here? Let me have a look at this pistol. Oh, that's a Dahl pistol. Don't really want that. I've got a couple of Vladov pistols here. There's a trick for Zero. If you stick your deception in a wall, the surveyors go idle and fly in a circle. Oh, that's interesting. No, I didn't know that trick. That's very useful, actually. So you just spawn your deception in a wall. Right. That's useful. I didn't know about that trick.
I can't die hungry. Just one step closer.
Well, if you're planning on going all the way with Maya, surveyors are no match for Maya because she can just phase lock in place, making it so much easier to take them out. That would definitely be easier, being able to just phase lock them like that. They can be very annoying to shoot. At some point I found a transformer shield and I was using that with a lot of the surveyors. That was very useful. Made me pretty much immune to the surveyor fire with a transformer shield. Especially if you have Ruin and Converge. So those are good skills for the surveyor, Ruin and Converge. Let's get some of this ammo here. Some white stuff. I wonder what the other boom dropped. Let's have a look. I killed him over here. So just another white grenade mod. Nothing interesting. I usually farm these guys till level 9. I'd recommend trying out Thoughtlock just to see if you like it. Okay, Thoughtlock. Alright, I'll remember that skill. Try that one out. Got some shields here. Quick shield, cut rate shield. leaden shield. It's the green tree capstone. Thought lock. Oh, there it is. Thought lock. Action skill alteration. Phase lock causes enemies to turn on their friends instead of being locked down. Additionally, phase lock's duration is increased, but so is its cooldown. Right, okay. So it turns enemies into allies. That sounds like a fun one. Let's drop some of these junk guns here. The other one to remember is when you're using Thought Lock, for some reason Sandhawk B doesn't work. Still doing some testing to get a fix, right. And Ruin is a red tree capstone. Action skill augmentation. Phase lock now slags, electrocutes and corrodes all nearby enemies. Oh, okay, so all at the same time. Oh, the slagging would be very useful for the upper difficulty levels. Having a skill that slags. So that might be good to. If you're not spec'd into that in the earlier levels, respecing into this one in the later levels might be very useful. Early game, get Cloud Kill as soon as possible. Oh, there it is. Cloud Kill. Shooting an enemy creates a lingering acid cloud. Okay, dealing constant corrosive damage to enemies who touch it. Only one acid cloud can be active at a time. Okay, so the first enemy you shoot creates an acid cloud. Yeah, that sounds like a useful one. Yeah, it'd be interesting to explore all of these new skills. Let's drop some of this junk here. Don't need this dull. I'll drop the white junk first. And this dull pistol. And this, I don't really need this TDL, but I'll just hold on to it for now. It's the middle skill in the red tree. Yep. So if you get a slagger, the thing will carry for like 30 levels or something stupid like that. Yeah, I found a couple slaggers with the 0, and yeah, they're very useful because the level doesn't matter all that much if you're just using them for slagging. Let's have a look at these shields. It's got to be better than mine here. Cut rate shield. Leaden. Quick shield. .5. It's 103 capacity, 109. I'll go with that one. That'll do for now. I was using the slagger for quite a while before I got the grog nozzle.
Minion,
And I just ended up using the grog nozzle mostly for slagging, but the slag is certainly easier to use than the grog nozzle for slagging. Level 4 shield. Oh, my inventory's full up already. Drop this quick shot. I've got a bunch of shields here. Level 4, 107, 20, 243. Well, that's an upgrade. Grog, just good for healing. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, the only nice thing about the grog is you can heal and slag and with the same, without using up an extra inventory slot. But certainly the slagger is much more useful for slagging for sure. I did like it better for slagging, but it did mean I was using up an extra inventory slot. I've got to get this audio log first. Oh, it's way back this way. So when you only got 4 item slots you can have active at once, and if you're running a sniper build, use a chair ami. I'll link it. Oh, okay, yeah, yep. Because that one does healing as well, doesn't it? The sniper that does the healing, yeah. That's right. So you can keep so you can use a sniper without losing your critical ascensions, so you can heal with it without losing your critical ascensions. Let's have a look. Let's take a look at this. Sherry and me. Has a unique 20% crit damage. A moxie weapon. While wielding this weapon, plus 15% lifesteal for damage dealt, plus 2% lifesteal for all other damage. Right. So you got the plus 2% healing for other damage, and you're getting 15% healing when you actually use it. Those 2 guns will carry hard. Right. The slagger and this one. Oh, the Amigo, yeah. I found the Amigo was really good. Yes, I definitely did like the Amigo. I did like that Amigo. As it goes through, as it ignores the shields. Damage penetrates shields, yeah. Jacob snipers. Plus 160% crit damage scale. Oh, so this is for all Jacob snipers. They have a bonus 160% crit damage. Yeah, I did like the Amigo when I picked that one up, how it ignored the shields. That was very useful. Yeah, that was very good. Then a low-level Droog, it's a non-unique. Yep. The low-level Droog for the critical ascension stacking. So then we've got the Droog. Lyuda, yeah. Yeah, I definitely was upgrading. I was getting the Lyudas, farming for these, and upgrading them quite often. Then that guy, yep. And the Pimpernel. That one's also good on Maya, the Pimpernel. Right. Okay, so all but Jacob snipers have 100 plus 100% crit damage. Right. Lyuda has unique plus 25% crit damage. Initial projectile splits into 3 after 10 milliseconds. Additional projectiles deal 100% of main projectile damage. Right. And Jacob's have a bonus crit. Right. Yeah, I didn't realise Jacob's ones had a bonus crit. Then we've got the Pimpernel here. So additional bullets splits into 5 more bullets in a star-shaped pattern. The second hit deals 50% less damage. 50% splash damage. Gets a Reaper buff but no grenade buff. Right. Yeah, I was using the Pimpernel a little bit with the B shield, but not a great deal. Maybe I should have been using those more. So if you hit crits with the Amigo Sincero with stacks, you do stupid damage. Right. So with the Amigo, let's go back to the Amigo here. Alright, so this is doing 250% weapon damage. That's just the base damage, isn't it? Like OP10 one-shots, right. Plus 250% weapon damage, yeah. So if you get that, so if you hit crits with the Amigo Sincero with stacks, you do stupid damage. Right, yeah, so if you stack up the critical ascensions and other things, yeah. Yeah, so I have that first one, that Sure and Me is probably the only one that I haven't really played around with. This guy. So the other snipers I have found and used a little bit, but this one I haven't really used much at all. But that's definitely good to know. Oh, I've got a class here. I'll have a look at this. I definitely am at the point with my Zero where I need to put together a sniper build to get any further. So this is the sniper build here. So we're going headshot, killer, one shot, one kill, the bore and velocity. So you think it's good to put 5 points in velocity, even with the Pimpernel? at 1 with the gun and the critical ascension. Ambush. You deal increased damage to enemies who aren't targeting you. You just prefer velocity, right? Yeah, I haven't put any points into ambush, so that's interesting. Interesting to put points into ambush. I thought that maybe ambush wouldn't be that good because you really only get one shot off before your deception wears off and you lose the ambush bonus. So I thought that maybe ambush wouldn't be so good because you really only get that one shot before the ambush wears off. Rising shot. And nothing into Two Fang, yeah. I guess if you're doing a sniper build, then Two Fang actually gets in the way. You end up wasting ammo with Two Fang. So that's what I was finding when I was sniping with my Zero build, is that the Two Fang, I was wasting a little bit of ammo with the Two Fang. And then here, Grim. Killing an enemy increases your deception cooldown rate. Shield regen, follow through. And then the execute, yeah. That dash forward. Right. So the build that I was using was similar to this one, apart from I had no velocity, no ambush. Just prefer velocity. Then I use ambush for boss kills, right? Because you throw the kunai, get the death mark, have the clone near the enemy, then ambush goes off, and you get the unforeseen damage, right? Unforeseen. Oh, this one. Right. So throw the kunai, get the death mark. Then the ambush goes off, right? So you get the ambush and you get the unforeseen damage. Yeah. Yep. Also singularity grenades, which is by far the best for Zero to drag enemies into one spot. Much easier for Boar, especially like in the bandit area. Or the bandit, or the where the assassins are, like that bandit assassin area. Execute is for fast ball farming, or for fast ball farming. Right. Are really good if you have a pimp. Oh, I see, yeah. So that gives you that quick dash forward. Executes for fast ball farming and really good if you have a pimp. So how does execute help with the pimp? Double melee damage. You can also use a singularity to send the assassins into walls to insta-kill them, right? Singularities are good if you have a pimp, right? Singularities. I didn't know you could drag the enemies into the walls with the singularity. Okay. Yeah, that would definitely help because I was struggling with that assassin arena area. So if you can use singularity grenades to pull them into the walls and kill them, that's very useful. Didn't know you could do that. And then singularities are good with the pimp. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, so there are some things there that I wasn't doing. I haven't been using singularity grenades much at all. You get them into a big pile, shoot the pimp in the middle, and kill them all. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that definitely would be useful with the sniper build. Yeah, so maybe I will actually try putting together a zero sniper build and just play around with that a little bit. That definitely will be worth it. Thanks, Boris. That's some good information there. Yeah, I never thought about using things like ambush and or velocity, particularly ambush. I didn't think this was all that useful. I thought this one might be useful like for co-op play, where you've got the enemies aggroing onto your teammates, but I thought that this ambush wouldn't be very useful for solo play. So I sort of ignored this ambush skill for solo play. But maybe I should look into this a little bit more. Thanks, Boris. You have piqued my interest to actually try out a sniper build for a little while. I might do that, actually. Like I said, a bit of research into the character you're using and the best skills and gear just makes it so much easier, essentially solo. Yeah. 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 Maya, and you got one there for Maya. Let's have a look at this Maya skill tree. Yes, definitely seems like by the time, when you get up to the Digistruct peak levels, particularly the later ones, you really need to go with specific builds rather than just doing it the way I was doing it, which was trying to do a general purpose build. You really have to do something very specific for the later Digistruct peak levels. So you've got the points spread out over all three trees here. So you're not going down here. Kill life, tap there. So Ruin's the only one you're going all the way down the bottom for. Yeah, I like the idea of this one, having the phase lock slagging. It seems like having the phase lock slagging would be very useful in the later difficulty levels where slagging is more important. So that's good. Maybe this will give me some ideas for picking skills. That's your Maya tree, right? So this is what you're using. So this is what you're using at level 80. And if you are wanting to do Thought Lock, just take the point out of Elated. So there's the Thought Lock. Oh, this is Elated here. While the enemy is phase locked, the team receives health regen. Right. So take a point out of there, put it into this one. That's okay. So that's the one that turns enemies into allies. Yeah. What is this one here? Press melee to throw a slag orb that damages nearby enemies. Then from sweet release into subsequence. Okay, so it's from sweet release into subsequence, right. So sweet release, if a phase-locked enemy dies, they release a homing life orbs that seek out you or your ally. Each life orb restores 15 missing health. Okay, so that's another healing one. And then subsequence, if a phase-locked enemy dies, phase-lock has a chance to seek out a new target. Right. That seems like a useful one too. I would also try Scorn, but I don't like it. But that's because I've never melee with Maya. Right, Scorn. Oh, this one, right. Press melee to throw a slag orb that damages nearby enemies. Okay. Yeah, there's some really interesting skills there. They look good. Passive health regen. So you've got a few ways to heal with these skills. It's probably good in True Vault Hunter mode. So I Scorn, yeah. To throw a slag orb at the damaged enemies, yeah. Right. And yeah, and also you can, as you go up the levels, you can respec for different things. Oh, that's good. It's good to have to get an appreciation for what all these new skills do. Because I haven't played Maya before, so that'd be interesting to try out these new skills. Now we have to get this audio log. I would also take the points out of fleet and put them into quicken, because Thoughtlock has a lot of downtime. So take the points out of fleet. Oh, here we go, fleet. While your shield is empty, you gain increased movement speed. Put them into quicken. And put them into quicken. Quicken increases your skill cooldown rate. That seems like would be very useful. I would also take the points out of fleet, put them into quicken. Thoughtlock has a lot of downtime. Okay, so yeah, it's increases phase lock duration. But it's got a longer cooldown time. Additionally increases phase lock duration. Right. Rabbit to bird. Right. Rabbit. Oh, quicken, right. Yep. From there to there. Yep. skill cooldown rate is always useful. It was very useful for Zero to have a faster skill cooldown rate to increase the survivability. So it did make a big difference for using deception just to stay alive, increasing survivability. There we go.
Hey, everybody! How are you? Jack here.
What is the meaning of this?
I'm sorry. What was your name?
Pierce.
Well, Miss Pierce, and please don't tell me it's Mrs. Pierce and break my heart. This string doesn't belong to you, so why don't you
Okay, we've got
turn
another
around?
one. So this is the other class. There's the Thought Lock build. Let's have a look. So this is for Thought Lock. Okay, so you've taken the points out of Fleet, put them into Quicken. And you've got the Thought Lock here. So that switches an enemy to an ally. And then you're increasing the skill cooldown rate. And then you've still got the phase lock one. Yeah, this seems like a fun one to use. Turning enemies into allies. Yeah, I'd like to play around with that one.
Face me, Pumpkin.
This train was commandeered legally under the...
Holy nutballs! What happened to your freaking face?
Oh, I've got to find the other audio logs. I thought I was done with the audio logs. No, it's not this way. It's the other side up here. Oh, that's right. This one's up the top.
Okay, how about this? Lady, I don't even know what to call you. You tell me why you look like you headbutted a belt sander, and I'll let all you go right now.
My husband gave me a skag pearl ring. The pearl released hunger-inducing pheromones.
Oh, you know what? I am so sorry. I just, forgive me. Where's your husband now?
Might as well sell off my junk while I'm here. I've got a head skin, already got that one. But I've got both of these skins. I can sell these off. Thrown grenade. Personal diary recording. Now these are all level 3 shields, so I can sell those. As far as weapons go, Don't have many weapons. We're mostly just full up with shields.
That is a heartbreaker. But
Maya's super fun to play later on. She's got like a boar on crack. So she's got a boar as well. Similar boar skill. What's that called? Accelerate. Skill's called chain reaction. There we go, chain reaction. While you have an enemy face locked, all of your shots that hit enemies have a chance to ricochet and hit other nearby enemies. Chain reaction only works with bullets. So you're getting the boar effect and a ricochet effect at the same time. Have a chance to ricochet and hit other enemies, right. Chain reaction only works with bullets. Right. So once you hit a big target, I guess the bullets can bounce around inside the target and give you that effect. Okay, so definitely want to go there, because that was one of the most useful skills for Zero, was the boar skill. So if Maya has something similar to the boar skills, probably be worth having. Right, yeah. I'll definitely go for that one, because I do have experience with Zero's boar skill, and that was very useful.
oh, holy crap! Did you see your head? It was like, oh my god! Wilhelm, kill these savages. Understood. Handsome Jack killed her, did he? Shame. A real shame. Please return the echoes to me whenever you are capable of doing so.
Okay, so that's all the audio logs. I'd start putting points into foresight, then immolate, then cloud kill, and then chain reaction.
Though Captain Flint killed everyone in Liarsburg, I see no reason that while...
So foresight increases magazine size and reload speed with all weapon types. And then immolate adds incendiary damage to all shots fired while in fight for your life. Additionally, incendiary damage is based on the gun damage of the weapon you're firing. Right. So incendiary damage is based on the gun damage of the weapon you're firing. So does this one only work with fight for your life, or are you getting that incendiary damage boost with your regular shots as well? Also deal plus 10% gun damage as incendiary damage, right. Oh yeah, so that would be for all guns, right. Then cloud kill them, then cloud kill. Shooting an enemy creates the acid cloud, yep. And chain reaction, yeah, then the boar one, right. So foresight, then immolate, cloud kill, and chain reaction, right. They all seem like very useful ones. Increased magazine size, very nice. Yeah. Yeah, they all seem like useful ones. Then backdraft. Your melee attacks deal additional fire damage. Additionally, when your shields are depleted, you create a fiery explosion, damaging nearby enemies. Your shields must fully recharge between explosions. Right, so that's like a spike shield type of thing, or Nova type of shield effect. Then you'll be at 21, then backdraft, then a Blight Phoenix. Kill skill. Killing an enemy causes you to deal constant incendiary and corrosive damage to nearby enemies for a short time. The damage is based on your level and the level of Blight Phoenix, right? Or Helios, completely up to you. Oh, what is Helios? Phase locking an enemy causes a fire explosion, damaging all nearby enemies. Right. So this is a bunch of elemental damage ones. Yeah, certainly would be a good tree to go down. Get that chain reaction. That'd be a good one. So to begin with, Foresight and Immolate. Right. Get that bonus fire damage.
Should lollygag about the place, disrespecting the memories of the former
I guess a lot of the enemies early on are going to be susceptible to fire damage. A lot of flesh-based enemies early on, so getting fire damage boost certainly would be useful early on. Okay, so we are level 4. Do backdraft or Helios. You're going to Midge Mong. Going to Midge Mong. Is that next to do? Items. Yeah, we can sell off the rest of that stuff.
Day 2 on Pandora. Nobody here is used to seeing a siren. Half the
It's
people
part of a
wanna
side
worship
quest.
me. The other
Okay,
half
one
wanna
of the
turn me
side
over to
quests.
Hyperion. Still, it's a nice change of
Could do that. Yeah, probably will.
Here's a bad guy stab you from the front.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, probably will. It's one of these side quests.
Closest I've got to a lead on siren history are legends of an alien vault. It's not much to go on, but it's something.
So do I have that quest? Oh, I see this one. Right. Clear the bullymongs out of the lair. So that's level 3. This one's level 5. So yeah, might as well do some side quests. Level up a little bit. So we'll do that one, yeah.
Maybe if I find this vault, I'll find out where the hell sirens
It's the
come from.
symbiosis quest.
Or maybe I'll prove
You need
Brother
to
Harker
complete a
right
few.
and take
I
a
see.
bullet to the head
A few
5 minutes
first.
from now.
Yeah.
We'll see how my week goes.
I probably will be doing some of the side quests to level up a bit. Oh, he drops the curb. Oh, I see. So he drops the curb blaster, right? Yeah, I have got a curb blaster, but I bought the curb blaster from the Torg store. I haven't actually had one drop, so I was wondering where that curb blaster dropped for normally. So Midge Mong drops a curb blaster, right? I might actually have a look at that. That was pretty useful, that weapon. So I've earned a skill point now. So we want to go down this way. So next time we'll go to Foresight. Foresight, then Immolate. Cloud, kill, chain reaction. Yep. So now I've got the skill.
That wasn't so difficult.
That's one area free of bullymongs. This would be an even greater achievement if anyone in Liarsburg was still alive to celebrate your victory, but still, well done!
There's a couple of white shields here. Did you see Elden Ring won the Game Awards? I did actually catch that. I did actually catch that particular moment. Ninja was watching the Game Awards, so I was watching his stream when Elden Ring won the Game Awards. It certainly is a great game. I wanted Elden Ring to win. Yeah, it was definitely. It's nice to see a game win. There's actually like a challenging game, not too easy. So a game that doesn't hold your hand too much. Certainly is a throwback to a different style of game where it's got a high difficulty and less hand holding than modern games. So it was nice to see a game like that win with that sort of design style. But I was thinking it was going to be God of War for the recency bias. Yeah, that can be a problem. Having more recent games get the awards. You see that a lot with like just normal user surveys, like normal surveys where regular people get to vote on their favourites. More recent items win when they shouldn't do, particularly with songs. Whenever there's like a public survey of the best songs of all time, you end up getting a bunch of recent songs that are crap and shouldn't be in the list. Where am I going? I'm going the wrong way. Oh, speaking of music, I haven't played Elden Ring, but it certainly looks like the sort of game I would like. Game that doesn't have too much hand holding and is not afraid to present you with a challenge. Certainly does seem like a more of an old-fashioned idea these days, but I think gamers do appreciate it.
Another challenge completed.
Okay, so you can phase lock the bigger ones.
That wasn't so difficult. I'm out!
Out of pistol ammo.
There's pros and cons to each.
That's a level 1 gun, isn't it? I need to get some different guns.
I love my power.
Efficacious. Bullymongs will think twice about raiding peaceful cities in the future. Hopefully.
Do you know the song Night Shift by the Commodores? Okay, gearbox weapons are level 0, right. So even a level 1 gun will be better at this point. Night Shift by the Commodore. Sounds familiar. So let me just... I'll look it up. I won't play the whole song, but I'll look up just enough to hear the first few bars of it. That'll be enough. So, Commodores, Night Shift. I probably will know it as soon as I hear it. Yeah, I know this one. Yep, I know that song, yep. So I do know that one. Just a really good song as is, but Bruce Springsteen made a cover of it that is, in my opinion, better than the original. I didn't know Bruce Springsteen did a cover. I'm familiar with the original. Let's see if I can find the Bruce Springsteen version. Oh, so it's pretty new. Looks like a pretty new one.
Marvin sang of the joy and...
Okay. I might have to have a look at that. Yeah, it's from his new album, right. So yeah, this video is 1 month old here. So I might have to have a look at that. That'll be interesting. I'm certainly familiar with the original one, but haven't heard the Springsteen one. I'll have a look at that afterwards. Bruce Springsteen, one of those few artists that continue to put out good music. And he seems to be in pretty good health as well. A lot of those 80s pop icons, they're starting to pass away. Bruce Springsteen looks like he's still in good health. There's less and less of those pop icons, 80s pop icons left now. The original guy's voice is better, but I prefer the music in the Springsteen. Yeah. So the cover might have a good arrangement there. The one that really scares me is Bob Dylan. He's doing really good for his age. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. And he's even older than those 80s pop stars as well. So that's even more impressive that he's doing well for his age.
You'll need a better shield. I humbly suggest paying a visit to the old Crimson Raider safe house. You'll need to take the elevator up there.
And Springsteen seems to be aging gracefully as well. It doesn't look like he's had a ton of plastic surgery or anything like that. Or he's dressing for his age. He's not trying to dress like a like a 20-something pop star or get a ton of plastic surgery. So he is aging gracefully, which is nice to see for a celebrity. He's 81, and I think he's still touring, or he ended touring a couple of years ago. Yeah, that's amazing to be touring near your 80s for sure. I mean, the Rolling Stones must be getting up there as well. I'm not sure if they still tour. They probably do. I think the Rolling Stones still tour. Oh, he's got a 2023 tour, so he's still going. Well, that's amazing for someone up like that. I guess with Dylan, he's not like a hard rocker, so you know, his stage show probably wouldn't have to be compromised all that much. Or wouldn't change all that much. It's not like if you were some sort of a rocker with a high energy stage show, might be more of an issue. I guess with Dylan's stage show, I guess it wouldn't be, he could still put on a pretty similar sort of show if he was older. Now the Rolling Stones, on the other hand, Mick Jagger has always had an energetic performing style. I wonder what his performance is like these days. Surely he must have slowed down a little bit, but I think he probably still would be quite energetic on stage. Oh, Rolling Stones also have a 2023 tour. Dylan kind of just sits and plays piano. Yeah. Yeah.
Just get a new fuse for the elevator and ignore what he said about that power box.
But he's still good. Saw him 2013. Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure he is. Saw Springsteen 2012. Yeah, Springsteen is one of those performers that it would have been good to see. I regret never seeing Springsteen, but performers like Springsteen, Prince, Michael Jackson, those are the ones that are the big ones that I would have liked to have seen. The ones that seem to put on a good live show. This Marauder's head is right where the railing is. Can't quite see. I think there's one here. No, I'll just shoot that barrel just in case. Still get some work done with this level 0 sniper, so that's good. So one left up top. What's he doing? He was aiming up in the sky. He was aggroed on something up in the sky. Springsteen's really good live. Prince would have been great live. Yeah. Prince would have been fantastic live. Certainly one of the best live performers. Very talented performer and musician. Where is that transformer? There? Here. Level 4 pistol. Flame pistol. And a dial. Oh, enemy spawned right on top of me.
Damn it!
That wasn't so difficult.
That's a bit tricky, having enemies spawn right next to you, come in that door right next to you.
Just plug that
Oh,
thing into
yeah.
the Brewster's power box, and you'll be able to ride the elevator.
The other one I would have wanted to see was Tom Petty. Yeah, yeah. Music's just so different now. Yeah, I don't really have much interest in modern contemporary music. I do like the older stuff. Same with TV and movies as well. I don't watch a lot of new TV and movies. Most of the TV and movies I watch is older stuff also. Yeah, got to use that phase lock. Remember to use it. I can be a little bit more aggressive and use the phase lock. I don't need this dial pistol. Get rid of these ones. Might hold on to this flame Maliwan pistol. I'll hold on to this assault rifle. So I can get rid of this other assault rifle actually. Let's put this one on. That's like a straight up replacement. Another fun one on Maya is a wreck with an infinity. Right. So an infinity is good weapon with Maya. TMP. That's a better one. Vengeful Assassin as well. So we've got a couple of TMP pistols here. I think the Vengeful Assassin looks like the better one. Fire rate and accuracy is better. We'll keep the Vengeful Assassin, get rid of the Woeful TMP. Let's sort by type. I've got a ton of pistols here. We do need to replace our level 0 stuff. We don't need this rifle. We can put one of these, put our TMP on here. How much damage is this one doing? 27 to 23 plus the fire damage. I'll put that on as well. Actually no. Kind of like the TMP, even though it eats ammo. I'll put that one on. Alright, before we continue, I'll take a quick toilet break and I'll be right back. Back to Borderlands 2. Now I've got to remember to use my skill here. Plug in, oh, I've got to plug the fuse in back there. I'm fighting my way too far forward. So I've got the fuse, I have to take it back. I have to get used to this new skill now, this phase lock skill.
Got the elevator working,
Plug in the fuse,
now simply ascend to the safe house and
hit the
buy a
lever.
ship. This used to be a sizable hub for the resistance until everyone heard the Hyperion army approaching and fled to Sanctuary.
So that's interesting, a little health symbol. Health symbol next to the lift there. Oh, that makes sense. Health symbol next to the lift because there's a med shop up here. I never noticed that before. That health symbol on the floor next to the lift. So I have to buy one of these, I think. I guess just buy the cheapest one. I'm full.
Next time you're bleeding to death.
I'm going to sell off the junk here.
Just think, doctor said.
I don't think any of these are better than mine.
Well done. Now, if you could return to Lyresburg, we could see about getting you off this frigid glacier.
Now, iridium is valuable now. Back with 0 at OP6, I had bought all the iridium upgrades. So it wasn't all that, not as useful, but now with a new character, all that iridium will be very useful. So you can actually close the doors. I didn't realise you could actually close these doors. So, turning it in. I've come across a couple infinities, a flame infinity and a non-elemental one, maybe even 3 I think. Might have found 2 non-elemental ones and 1 flame one. Didn't really get a lot of success with the infinities. Maybe with the right build and the right character it's more powerful, but didn't really get that much success, at least with 0. You get it from the Z quest, do no harm. Oh, you're guaranteed to get an infinity.
Protection from bullets, ho!
Siren skin, mellow yellow. Oh, here we go. This is a symbiosis one. Midgets and bullymongs and vault hunters.
Would you like to do battle with a midget riding piggyback on a bullymong? If the answer is yes, please proceed to the southern shelf and defeat Midgemong for me.
Guy called
The
Doc
answer is
Mercy
no,
drops
you are
it.
sad,
Yeah.
and I have no desire to speak with you further.
Okay. So you're fighting the Doc Mercy in the Z quest. So now we're doing that Now we're doing this quest there where I can get the Curb Blaster, I think. Symbiosis. Defeat the Bullymong riding a midget. So I think we sold off our junk. This is a level 0 SMG, but I don't have another one, so I'll keep it for now. Same with the sniper. Actually, let's have a look at the shops here.
Let me know if anything catches your eye.
Inflammable shield.
Remember, we're always open.
I don't think I have to bother buying anything right now. I'll just use what I find. So reach Blackburn Cove. Oh, so it's down this way. So we have cleared out this section. And we've cleared out the Bullymongs up to the map exit, I think. So we should be able to run straight through. Grab this ammo. I'll pick up these junk shields to sell. Would be good to build up a bit of money. I thought that was Iridium for a second, but I think it was just the purple glow of her melee attack. Yeah. That's what it was. Med shop here.
I'll save your goddamn life.
Lead and shield.
Be careful out there.
Don't need to bother with that right now. Remember, if you're struggling for money on Maya, you can switch to 0 and put some expensive gear to sell in Claptrap safe. Oh yeah, that's right. It's for all the characters. Yeah, that's right. Because those high level gear is going to be worth a lot of money for a low level character. So yeah, that's an easy way to get some money. It's a useful skill that phase lock skill is useful if you're getting charged by a melee enemy. That's useful. Even if you don't kill them straight away. Explosive elemental damage. You have collected an explosive tech weapon. I don't think there's anything up there worth looking for. Oh yeah, face lock. Rabid enemies. Yeah, that's right. Rabid enemies are... I had a lot of trouble with rabid enemies with 0. Even with the deception, it was still tough to deal with them. So maybe with Maya, the rabid enemies will be a little bit easier to deal with the phase lock. Let's have a look what else we have. So we've got this assault rifle. And this pistol, we have this Torg assault rifle too. Let's try that one out.
Yes! You smell like my little girl!
A little bit more efficient with ammo, at least, if I want to save my ammo. This Torg assault rifle gets the job done using less ammo. Put that assault rifle back on. There are some shops around here, so I will get an opportunity to sell my junk off here. Yeah, rabbits should be easier to deal with. Yeah. That would be good. So we're a handful with Zero. The stalkers were quite a handful as well, so they might be easier to deal with the stalkers too. Oh, that's good. A green Torg and a green shotgun as well. That's very good. I'm interested to see who you prefer to play late game. Yeah, as I get more experience with the character and the skills, I'll be able to make a better decision on what sort of a build I want. So we'll see how that goes. We'll keep this green Torg assault rifle. That's an upgrade for this white one. We can go ahead and dump this white one. And we have a shotgun. This might be our first shotgun. It's a Hyperion, which is good. I like those. This particular map seems to have a lot of item chests and shops. So I've always had good luck finding decent gear on this map. It seems to have a ton of chests to loot. I'll drop that junk gun. Oh, I've got a skin too, mellow yellow skin. Another smaller Borderlands streamer I watch has a theory that Bloodwing is the hardest boss for new players. Bloodwing. Yeah, maybe. With the first part of Bloodwing, when he's just flying around, you can't shoot him in the first initial part when he's just flying around, can you? You can't do any damage to him. Because I think I've made that mistake before. When Bloodwing, that initial part where he's flying around, I don't think you can damage him until he starts changing forms. I think I've wasted ammo in the past doing that. Funny, the other day I was on my other Maya character, which I use for storage, just for shits and giggles. I thought I'd go kill a level 9 Savage Lee, and he dropped a level 9 Deeper. Couldn't believe it. Damage was 101 by 2. Oh, so you got it. You got it. You got an on level double penetrating Harold. You got lucky. That would be nuts save that if you play Sal. Yeah, I guess that's pretty good to get such a low level, to get a double penetrating one on such a lower level. Oh, this is definitely faster fire rate than the other 12 assault rifle I was using.
Another challenge complete. Hold it right there.
So this shotgun midget has shields. I think that Marauder shot an explosive barrel right next to him. Blast proof shield, just a white one there. So we've got another point to spend. So we'll go into Foresight first. Increases magazine size, reload speed. What is this one? Increases your chance to cause elemental status effects. Oh, okay. With guns that already have it. Just looked at your VODs. OP6 has taken a while then. Yeah, it took me a long time to get up to OP6. I was using more of a general purpose build, and I think it's probably the end of the line for that. If I want to continue further, probably best to go for a sniper build. What do we have up here? We've got a couple ammo chests up here. So certainly extra reload speed and mag size is good. Always useful. Oh, I don't remember this loot chest being here. Did you get your hands on any Seraph items? Yes, I bought an antagonist shield, and I think that was it. I farmed Pyro Pete and bought a antagonist shield.
Also, the midget looks like a little human backpack, and that's funny.
Sounds like there's a Goliath in there too. I heard a Goliath's helmet pop off there.
Murdering you is gonna feel so right. I'll cut your eyelids off.
Where did he go? I think he went down the back way. There he is. He's almost dead.
You're gonna be screaming!
It's just underneath here. There he is. There's the midget mine.
Fracas was most helpful to my studies on Bullymong social structures. Return to the bounty board at your earliest convenience.
Tall shotgun there.
I can't wait to take your picture. Turn me a bucket, and I'll show you a bucket.
What did he say? Something about buckets? Didn't quite get what he said there. That particular bandit. There's a spawning right behind.
Please stop.
Might as well use the skill now that I have it.
Hold it.
Try to use
That
my
must have hurt.
phase lock, but it hadn't cooled down yet.
I'm the one who knocks! I'm a shot at pound to your face! You can't handle this! Yeah.
I think there's one up here. You know, is it just looking up at the sky there? Antagonist is good for Hyperius. How did Pete go? Well, I learned how to cheese Pete and get him stuck on the ledge. So I used that that cheese technique to get him to jump up on the ledge and get stuck there, and then shoot him when he was stuck on the ledge. So once I learned how to do that, it was okay to get through that farming Pete. What level was this gun? 5. I probably should pick this one up. Drop some of this junk. If you use Stormfront, it's a lot quicker. Really, the only tall shotgun you want is a 3-way Hulk. I've been trying to find a tall shotgun that's worth using and haven't really had much success, but so the 3-way Hulk is the only one that's worth it. If you use a Stormfront, it's a lot quicker, and an electric chair is even better. Oh, okay, so Pete's vulnerable to shock damage. Yeah, I think I was mostly just using probably just using the Herald against Pete, just taking him down with the Herald. I can drop these white guns. Oh, it's white shields here. Drop a few of these. Electric chair's even better. Those grenades are crazy. I don't think I've come across an electric chair grenade before. I've gotten the Stormfront, but I don't think I've found an electric chair. Oh, what pearls have you got? As far as pearls go, I think just the butcher maybe. Can't remember what other pearls I had. I think the butcher's probably the main one that I had. The electric chair is from Lilith DLC, right. Yeah, that Lilith DLC has a lot of good stuff, good items in it. TD or shotgun. That was weird, it wasn't aggroed on me at all there. There's someone behind me there.
Gotcha! Explosives!
You're gonna win we never met.
Still another badass marauder here. Almost dead.
You're gonna be my new meat bicycle! With that!
Stop struggling. Pretty cool.
Lots of psychos here. So it's got a pretty long range, the phase lock. Yeah, people just don't like the DLC for some unknown reason. Yeah, I thought it was a good DLC. Interesting setting. With all of the plant stuff. TD or shotgun. Lead off assault rifle. Level 3 lead off TMP. You think you would be up for the idea of getting to true Vault Hunter mode and trying switching character to try everyone out? Oh, that's one way to do it. Get up to true Vault Hunter mode, and then yeah, that's not a bad idea actually, because at the moment I've only played Axton, Zero, and now I'm starting this Maya, so there's still quite a few characters that I haven't tried out. So it might be a good idea to do that. Just run through the story on New Vault Hunter mode with the different characters to see what they're like. So that might be a good way to do it actually. Then I get get to sample all the characters. Instead of doing what I did with the Zero, I think you might like Krieg. He's a bit harder, but really fun. Yeah. Because, yeah, the way I did it with Zero was I just took the Zero all the way as far as I could. But it might actually be a better idea to just take each character through normal mode, just so I can sample all the different characters. He's a melee character, right. So it's a bit harder, but fun with the melee. Yeah, it might be. Yeah, it probably would be fun to do a melee character. Something different. So we've got a leaden shield here.
Remember, we're always open.
Med shop, cut rate shield.
Set out.
So let's have a look. We don't need this level 3. Let's sort by type here. I can keep this to lead off assault rifle, get rid of this one. I'll probably just keep the spinny gun actually. Get rid of this. Get rid of this bandit pistol. I'm not using this Maliwan, I can get rid of that too. Get rid of the TDR. And I'll keep the other two because I don't have any other ones. Items. I'll keep the skyrocket.
You won't find better merchandise anywhere else. I've made sure of that.
He also has a blood explosion build, which is just recursive explosions. You shoot an enemy, they explode and blow up everything around them. Oh, I see. So you get like a chain reaction thing happening. Get one to explode. They set off other explosions. Yeah, that sounds like that would be a fun build. Getting a chain reaction of explosions going.
You can always trust the gun at your side.
A couple of shotguns in the gun shop.
Check back later.
Now there is a ton of loot chests on this in this area here. So I should take some care to make sure I loot them all.
I can hear with my teeth. Take your face. Keep your face.
Now they must be in the lower section.
I've been waiting for this. It's like
Got some melee enemies coming across.
Give my hit points back. Keep your face.
I think this is probably a better angle. I can take more cover here.
You can't have
They're not coming up to my level, so
Unexpected.
I was wondering if they were going to come up and shoot me from behind. They haven't done that yet.
suck the marrow.
Oh, I can hear with my feet, right.
Unforgivable. Unforgivable.
Some of the psycho lines are nuts. That guy just said I can hear with my feet. Yeah. You're keeping up with the World Cup at all? I haven't been watching the World Cup, no. So I haven't been following that.
I was gonna mow my garden with you.
So you've been watching the World Cup? There's a three-way Hulk here. I've watched a few games, but mostly just been keeping up with it. Yep. Sometimes that's the best way to do it if you're running low on time. Just watch a few games that are with teams that you're particularly interested in, and then just keep up with the results. It's in the quarterfinals now. Oh, it might be interesting to have a look at that actually. I might check out some of the games. So it looks like there's a bunch of enemies right underneath here.
This will hurt.
Bring me a bucket and I'll show you a thing. What? Death gurgle. Big boy. Kill crunch. Another walk.
One psycho stuck in the corner. I've heard some psychos say something about a bucket. Can't quite figure out what they're saying, but said something about a bucket. Got Netherlands, Argentina, Brazil, Croatia, England, France, Morocco, Portugal. So they're the ones that are left. Yeah, I might actually watch a game or two. Might be interesting. I'll just have a quick look around because there are a ton of loot chests on this map. Don't know if I've got them all. So I did actually pick up a three-way Hulk. Let's have a look at these shields first. See if any of these are better than mine. So we've got a classic shield here. Might be a better option. And then the leaden shield. So we'll use that classic shield, get rid of the level 4. We don't need this bandit shotgun. I'll keep this three-way Hulk here. I'm actually excited for all those games. Brazil, Croatia, less so, but all seem interesting. I might check out some of those games actually. Soccer is something that have been meaning to check out more, look into it more. Haven't really got into soccer, but seems like it's something that I might like. Okay, so there's a few things there we can sell off. I'll have a quick look around for some extra loot chests because this area does have a lot of them. I think I might have opened them all now. The only thing left to do would be to go around here, but I don't know if there is anything worth it. My dad's Scottish, so the interest has always been there. Yeah, if you have a European family, then that's certainly true. My family is Finnish, but nobody in my family is really that interested in sports, or at least European sports. So I think that might be it for now, other than going across here, but I don't think there's anything worth going across there for. I'll leave that. So we did not get a Kerblaster there. It's interesting to know that that's where you can get the Kerblaster drop from. The only place I've actually seen a Kerblaster is from the talk shop. My grandpa actually watches water polo. That's an interesting one, water polo. So is there like professional leagues for that, or he just watches like amateur versions of it?
Catch you later.
Maybe it's bigger in Europe, maybe. So we're going back in this way. I have no idea. All I know, it's in the Olympics. Yeah. That's right, that's the only time I've ever watched water polo was in the Olympics.
Ouch!
They don't seem interested in coming all the way forward. If I stand here, they're quite happy to just stay back. Out of ammo. Yeah, there's a league. I guess it must be a European thing or an American thing. I don't think there is any professional water polo leagues for Australia. So we've got level 4 stuff here.
You won't enjoy this.
So it looks like these bandits have all respawned now.
I don't understand!
There's someone off to the right somewhere. Still one left up here. He's probably up the top. Oh. I don't need to deal with him. I can just leave him there and continue. Oh, that's interesting. So if you miss with your phase lock, you don't actually waste it. That's quite forgiving. So if you miss with it, you can still just try again. He also watches fencing and American football and soccer. That's an interesting taste in sports, water polo, fencing, and then American football and soccer. Read the skills, res and restoration in Blue Tree. They're quite interesting. Restoration, shooting other players heals them. Also increases your maximum health. Okay. So that's obviously that's an interesting one. So you can be like a healer for the team. And res. You can instantly revive a friend in fight for your life by using phase lock on him or her. Oh, so there's a couple team-based skills here, like a healing skills. Oh, so a lot of these, so this is like a healing tree, isn't it? Most of these skills are healing based. So this is the healing tree. So yeah, that's good. So they've got like you can make a healing build for your team. I've only tried fencing once. I did go to a fencing class once and did fencing for one time
High quality,
for about an hour,
and no questions asked.
but I didn't stick with it.
Goodbye, friend. If you shop anywhere else, I'll have you killed.
Let's go ahead and turn this in.
Exemplary!
Siren head customization, one eye spy. Let's use this skin, might as well use it now that I have it. The only thing I've seen from fencing is the short scene in one of the James Bond movies. Is it one of the older ones or one of the newer ones? So, do we have any other optional? Doesn't look like we have any other optional missions here to do. New, like early 2000s. Oh, I see. Yeah. Oh, I see. I think I know the one you're talking about. Yeah. I think I know the one you're talking about. Might as well do this bad hair day side mission.
Do you see my hat? It is the hat of a gentleman. And yet it's missing something. Some je ne sais quoi. I think some bullymong fur might...
I'd do the trick if you could bring me some. To harvest bullymong fur, you'll need to rip it from their hides with your bare hands. Just weaken a bullymong with gunfire, then
Die
finish them
another
off with
day. Yeah.
fisticuffs.
one of the Daniel Craig, is that his name? One of the Craig James Bond movies.
Stay still. That must have hurt.
Well, it's been a while since I watched a James Bond movie. I haven't been watching any of the later ones. Have you seen Knives Out with Daniel Craig? No, I haven't seen that. Knives Out. Is that a movie? Die Another Day was the last one. Oh, with Pierce Brosnan. Right. So yeah, I'm thinking of a different movie then. That was a really good movie. Right. I think I've seen all the Pierce Brosnan James Bond movies, but after that I haven't seen all of them. So where do we have? Oh, we've got one down here. I might as well go this way. I don't have to go into a specific direction anywhere with Bullymongs will do here. It was like 2020 or 2019 came out, that being Knives Out. No, I haven't seen that movie. Be interesting to see a different non-James Bond Daniel Craig movie. I don't know if I've ever seen one. Be interesting to see him play a different character than James Bond. Let's see what weapons would be good for this Bullymong bit. And we'll keep this Torg assault rifle on for now. Oops, shot him too much.
You see, you'll need to kill the Bullymong with a melee attack in order to harvest its fur. Sure, you could try to steal the fur from a Bullymong's dead body, but where's the fun in that?
I think this might be a little bit too powerful, this weapon. Let's put something else on.
Tough decision.
A spinny gun will do. I don't want to charge forward.
Gotcha.
A stunning riposte. That sample will do admirably. Find me a few more, if you please.
Oh, this one's still alive.
Ooh, are you collecting Bullymong fur? I love that stuff. It's soft, warm, and really good at absorbing robot tears. So, Hammerlock wants to give you a sniper rifle. I laugh at his offer. Ha! If you bring me the fur, I'll give you a badass shotgun I found in the hands of a
Looks
dead
like that's it
vault
there.
hunter.
Still gotta get
It's
one
really
more.
fresh. You can still smell the sadness on it.
This is easier with the phase lock. You can phase lock them and then punch them.
He's weak. Now finish him off with a melee strike. I apologize, I wasn't clear enough. You see, you'll need to kill the Bullymong with a... Wonderful, you've gotten all the fur I need. Bring it to me and my sniper rifle shall be yours.
Screw that noise. Bring me the fur, and I'll give you a shotgun.
Considering I'm still using the level 0 sniper rifle, I should probably go for the sniper rifle. I've got a bunch of shotguns, I don't need those. Casino Royale and Skyfall were really good, both with Daniel Craig. Yeah, I think I've seen both of those. Daniel Craig was in the original Tomb Raider. Oh, that's interesting, the original Tomb Raider, right. I think I have seen that, so I probably just forgot that he was in that movie. I think I might have seen that one. I don't actually know who you would like most in Borderlands 3. Yeah, you got all the different characters. There's one Siren character, isn't there? So there's... I assume that Siren character is going to be similar to what Maya is like. But other than that, I'm not familiar with any of the Borderlands 3 characters, really. So that'll be interesting to explore that game and explore the characters and stuff.
A trillion thanks, Vault Hunter. You've helped a foolish old
So we
man
got a
look
Jacob
far more
sniper out of
badass
that.
than he deserves. I'm referring to myself.
So we can retire this gearbox one and keep the new one. And as far as that's about it. In Borderlands 3 has different action skills. If you have all the DLC, you have 4, plus there's action skill augments. Okay, so you got different action skills, and you get more action skills with some of the DLC and augments. Okay, so the skills work a little bit different in Borderlands 3 compared to Borderlands 2. So what missions do I... Okay, so I only have the one story mission left now. That's level 5, currently level 7, so pretty much close. Proceed to Captain Flint. Okay. So now we have to go back to where we were to begin with. So I've sold off my junk, we can just continue now. Now we've got a few weapons to sell off, might as well sell those off while I'm here.
Let's just get this out of the way. Yes, most of my merchandise was ripped from the hands of dead adventurers. Remember, we're always open.
So we still have a submachine gun that we haven't upgraded yet. Most of the other ones, I think all the other weapons have been upgraded now, apart from launcher. Here's one of my Zane builds. Let's have a look. So this is Zane. Action skill, digiclone, augment, doppelbanger. Oh, so 2 augments. You get 1 action skill and 2 augments. So you got digiclone. Oh, so it does work quite differently. You've got the traditional skill tree here, Then an action skill up here. Zane thing, he has 2 action skills. Okay, so that's a unique skill for him to have 2. So this, I guess this is from the orange tree here. And then a purple one, professional. Yeah, so it's quite different. This looks similar to the Borderlands 2 skill trees, but this part here is quite different. So current level 72. So is that the max level 72? Is that the max level for Borderlands 3? I'll pick up these junk guns. I can always sell them or drop them. Here's another one. Another Zane one. I'll have a look at this one. Copy, paste and go. Okay, so this has got the green ones, undercover. Yeah, that's interesting. Nanites or some shite. All rounder. I'll send a clip with a YouTube link for a speed kill for that one. Oh, for this particular build. Yeah, so this bottom part looks very similar to the Borderlands 2 style skill trees. And then you've got these action skills at the top. So deploy a barrier that blocks incoming projectiles. Near the deployed barrier, you and allies gain improved skills. Barrier becomes a dome covering all sides. Summon a stationary clone of yourself that shoots at enemies, dealing physical skill damage. Oh, so that's this is kind of like Axton. You can summon something that'll shoot. You can also make a barrier, kind of similar to Axton's turret and turret shield type of thing. Scram. So the enemies might have here they have. I don't think their spinny gun's all that good actually. I might try out. Let's put the Torg assault rifle here, and let's try out this new sniper rifle. No. He got killed by something. There's one left. Is that him there? Completely facing the wrong way. I've got another wave coming through.
I've got a hole full of meat. That's a long psycho in a fish. Singing with another head. You can't kill me! I'm already dead tomorrow! I can't die hungry.
Remember when you killed me?
One.
That was fun.
Death. Closer.
Get some ammo here. Okay, got a YouTube link. Check out this YouTube link. You can certainly see the difference in some of the graphics there look prettier than Borderlands 2. Oh, Borderlands 3 looks fun. Let's go back, have another look at it. I'll turn off autoplay. So this user interface certainly looks fancier than Borderlands 2. This quality looks all weird. Let's switch the quality off of auto. Let's watch again from the beginning. So that gun shot off a ton of bullets. At max level, that boss has 345 million health. The colors aren't great because of YouTube compression. Yeah. Yeah, certainly does. The graphics certainly look more impressive than Borderlands 2. Higher resolution, sharper looking. So that gun has a huge fire rate. I'll send my melee Amara build. It's not what is now. What I have now is better. Okay, so this is the other one. That's the same link as the other one. But don't have a... Oh, you don't have a clip for it, right. Yep. Don't have a clip for it. I think that's the same link as the other one. I'll see if it... Yeah, it's the same link as the other one. Oh, there we go. Oh, so he went down fast. Let's have another look. So you're shooting plasma balls at him. General Traunt. So he shot off 3 of those energy balls. So yeah, it took him down very quickly. Just like three shots to take him down. Very good. That's the new one. That's the same amount of health to my knowledge, right? So you took him down quickly with 345 million health that boss had. So what I was doing is stacking damage onto the ball so it does more damage when it hits him. Right. Yeah. Stacking damage. So that's something similar like with Zero when you're stacking damage for a sniper build. Be interesting to check out those characters too, those Borderlands 3 characters. So it looks like the skill system is a little bit different than Borderlands 2. So maybe you get a little bit more variety with the skill system in Borderlands 3. Maybe have more options. I wonder if I can jump from here. Let's sprint. Level 4 guns. There's nothing all that interesting there. I'll pick them up to sell. That's probably too much anyway. That's flak on a boss with 1.6 billion health. Let's have a look at this one. 1.6 billion. Let's go turn off auto. It doesn't seem to be doing a good job with the resolution. So there's the critical spot. Well, his health went down fast to the end there. It really flies down once you get going. His health really flies down once you get going there. And that's 1.6 billion health. Yeah. Went down slow at the beginning and then flew down after that. That's a crit build, right? So you get that bonus damage for hitting their crit spot. Don't have anything for Mose. Don't have any good kills on her. Right. I'd say she's my favourite character, but Zane's my favourite to play. Okay, so Zane's the most fun to play. But she's your favourite character. My build is like half together. Or half together for Mose. Shields here, level 3 shields. I can leave those behind. So this is definitely the right way to go here. So our ammo might be full at this point. Let's have a look at the ammo. I still need some assault rifle ammo. We're just getting money from these ammo boxes so far. Or maybe they are money boxes. Oh no, that one's got ammo in it. Just look around for some more ammo boxes here. Check this chest.
I am in this location.
So level 4 stuff here.
I am in this location.
Right, just TMP. I don't need these pistols here, these junk ones. Take a look at these two Vladov pistols. So Righteous TMP is doing more damage, more accurate. Fire rate's a bit less, but that's okay. I think I'll go for the TMP actually. Do you have all the DLCs for 3? That's a good question. I think I don't think I do. I think I just have the base game. I don't think I have any of the DLCs for 3. I might just have the base game for 3.
Ragged, lock, gate. Oh, idea, minion. Get on that cannon. Just blast this gate down. But don't do it until I'm out of the way. Understand? If you shot the gate now, that could cause serious damage to me. So don't do that. I'm just standing here to show you the area you should shoot.
Yeah, for Borderlands 2, I got the Handsome Collection, which I think has all the DLC in it. And then for Borderlands 3, I think I just got the base game. Like even if you just press the fire button once, it does shoot off that double fire. looks like that's it. That's it for those bandits. Waves of bandits coming through. Got a green level 2 melee weapon. Don't need that. Level 4 Hyperion green pistol. I was looking for the clip of my Zane save for killing the enemy with 9.6 billion health, but I don't have it. It's unreasonably fast. Sounds like you have the Zane build figured out.
So, I might have tried to stage a mutiny on Captain Flint's ship before the flash freeze, which explains why his men are currently beating the crap out of me. Right, guys?
Shut up!
Okay.
So I've got a badass marauder here.
One less badass.
Now we've got to deal with these guys. So, might be a bit of gun for this. Maybe one of the shotguns here. What is this? TDR pistol, green TDR pistol. Your next stream will be at 5 PM here on Eastern Standard. If you check my about page, my Twitch about page, there's a coming. Oh, let's have a look. Let's have a look on the about page. I think it shows you the times. Yeah, it says 5:30. Yeah, so that's accurate. The widget on the about page does compensate for your time zone. So that widget should be showing the correct time for your time zone. It's just too long range for the shotgun here. I'll go back to the slippery rifle. So this shotgun midget is probably the first enemy I've seen at this level that's shielded, I think. But someone shooting above. Might be good. Oh, we do have the sniper. I was going to say it might be good to have the sniper, but we do have one. Oh, there he is. There's still one more marauder on this corner.
Take it!
Okay, I'll see if I can get that clip one of Moe's and an update Amara. Yeah, that'll be interesting to see because I'm not familiar with the characters in Borderlands 3. So it'll be interesting to see what they can actually do. Is there anything behind here? No.
Thank God! Inconceivable!
right there.
Time out again.
Just take my time here. I can take my time and reload.
Baby, I'll still let you go. Hey!
Level 3 white pistol.
Captain Flint again, asking if anyone's seen my Claptrap unit. Little bastard escaped a few months back. I've had to use Ethan as my backup torture doll. Just ain't the same.
That shotgun midget didn't have shields.
At the sound of Egan screaming for his life, it will be too See you again at 2:35.
How much longer you plan on streaming? Oh, not much longer actually. I'm going to finish. I'm going to finish pretty soon. So I won't be streaming for too much longer.
Well, I've got a great answer for you. A red hot poker to the eye. Isn't that right, Claptrap? It was just a question, Mr. Flint.
Torg pistol, Hyperion pistol. So far I've been playing a lot of pistols. Actually, this might be a good spot to end the stream for now. But let's see, Friday. So yeah, I'll be streaming again tomorrow. So if you like, I can catch up with you again tomorrow, Boris, and you can show me that video. It'll be interesting to see what how some of these Borderlands 3 characters work. No worries, Boris. I look forward to checking them out. Thanks for hanging out. And thanks for showing me those videos, Boris. That was interesting. And I'll see you tomorrow.